Good morning, good morning. Good morning and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim and this is a podcast about my knitting and my dyeing and spinning and just a little bit of everything from Lima, Ohio, and that's where I'm at. This is going to be an exciting show because I have an unexpected giveaway. An unexpected book review, some finished objects, some not finished objects, and a lot of talking. As anybody who has watched my podcast know, I do love to talk, which I suppose is why this podcast is the perfect outlet for me. I could talk out in space. And it doesn't really matter because you guys are, you have the option of turning me on or turning me off whenever you want to. Today is, I can look at my calendar, March 8th. This is episode 56. I cannot believe I've been doing it this long and it's still so much fun. This is going to be, I'm not sure if it's going to be a longer podcast than usual or not, but just stay with me and you'll see why. I want to welcome everybody who's watching this, whether you're brand new to the podcast or you've been watching it for a while. I welcome each and every one of you. You guys are just wonderful. And you're the reason that I do this week after week. And I love doing it for you, with you, sometimes about you. So, welcome. We might as well just get started right away on this beautiful sunshiny day. If the sun gets too distracting, I'll try to shut those curtains in a few minutes. Okay. Well, if you remember last week, I didn't want to show you my Milkweed sweater because I was so discouraged because I had to rip it out and start it the third time. And let me tell you, it was well worth it. I'm actually knitting on gauge. The pattern is, sorry for the yarn dragging in front. The pattern is coming out beautifully. I say this every week. This is such a wonderful pattern. And yes, it did cost money to buy it. But look at the work she put into creating this pattern. It is a Carol Sunday design. And I have done all of this since last week. Now, granted, it's only the right side. So it's not like a whole sweater back or whatever. But I've finished this. I've gotten this far. This is out of Ella Rae Classic Heathers, and it's the Milkweed design. And it's, I cannot wait to finish it. I really can't, because I can't wait to wear it, The next thing that I've been working on, I didn't bring it over. My annual, what do you call it? My annual temperature afghan that reflects the daily temperatures, because I ran out of yarn on one temperature. When I reordered some of my yarn, I didn't order this one. I don't know what I was thinking. So I've ordered it from KnitPicks. I'm waiting for it to come in. As soon as it comes in, I'll be able to catch up. I'm about a week behind right now. So I'll show that to you guys next week, and I don't know if I'll be caught up or not, but we shall do our best. Now, I don't know. Oh, that's a finished object. I don't want to do that. But because of my afghan being put on the back burner temporarily, I've been able to work on my daughter's temperature afghan. And I'm making it out of these little squares. One for each day of the year from the day she was born for the whole first year of her life. And I laugh because I've got so many of these these are honey colored. And I'm going to make it 14 of these little squares wide. So one row across will be 2 weeks. I was looking at the colors and not paying attention to what I was saying. But I'm loving these. I could get so many of these done just in one bouncing session on my little Pilates ball. I just love it. Now this is made out of KnitPicks. I want to get the right yarn. KnitPicks Swish DK. So pretty. Size no, I'm sorry, size 4 needles. And this is the memory blanket pattern. Oh, so soft. She's going to enjoy that. And it's not a super heavy. Being DK, it's not super heavy. So I think she's going to enjoy it. She's always cold-blooded in California anyways. I don't know, how that is, but it does have her go outside once in a while, besides having 2 children that love being outside. So there's that. Now I've got a pair of socks. Which one to show first? I'm going to show the one that I don't remember the yarn's name. I have that once in a while. I love this yarn, but I don't remember its name. I don't even remember where I got it from. So anyways, I started this last week, but the pattern I was making up on it, I really didn't like. So instead, I started this one instead. To me, it almost looks like a plant growing straight up. I have 3 of them across with its leaves opening up. And it's just a gradual gradient. And I love it. I think I decided that these were going to be mine. I think that's what I decided. Since because I don't have enough socks of my own. I don't know. I might end up giving them to somebody, but we'll see. Or possibly the soup kitchen. So, speaking of the soup kitchen, this pair of socks is for them. I have decided I will give it to them after a number of people have told me, well, yes, they would enjoy these socks. I don't know. I'm so sorry about that. I'm probably going to have to speak up a little bit because I'm using my other camera right now, my old webcam. So it's probably not going to, I know the volume is not as good with it. So one of these days, maybe I'll have enough money to get myself a better quality camera. But my Kindle decided to act up today. So anyways, as I was saying about these socks, I've decided, after many people convincing me, that I really, really should. I'm going to be giving these socks to either our soup kitchen or our church does quarterly clothing and grocery giveaway for those in need. I'll either put it in there or I'll give it to the men's mission. Have it decided. Anyways, I finished one sock and I've come pretty far on this one. Now this one, I'm trying to line it up as best I can with the other one on the stripes. I've not ever been one to really who really cares, but I thought, let's try it for fun. And I'll do it a pretty good job. I am actually amazed at myself. This is out of the Sirdar Heart Sole Wool Rich 4-ply sock yarn. And they don't have a color name. It's just shade 0161. But it's wool and nylon yarn. I don't care for the feel of it myself, but I know there are those out there that it's not going to bother them as much as it does me. As my husband said, it's not like they don't have a choice when they go. They choose the clothing items that they want. And let's see. That's all that's on my needles? Wow. Something's wrong here, huh? That's not very much compared to my Okay, finished objects. And then it fell down. I finished my husband's socks. Now today I can actually let him start wearing them. I have to laugh because I did finish his sweater, and he's been wearing it like crazy the last couple days, which makes my heart happy. On my personal Facebook page, I did put pictures of him in them. Maybe I'll put them at the beginning of this podcast. I haven't put pictures at the beginning for a while, but maybe I will. Anyways, here's the pair of socks that are made out of the Schachenmayr Regia Pairfect on size 1 needles. And I must say, they did turn out to be a perfect matching pair of socks. Yay! Like I said, to me, that doesn't bother me much if my socks don't match. I think it's fun. I've always been one to wear crazy socks, even before I was making them. And when I was a teacher, I'd be a stinker about it sometimes, because I would pass out tests and I would tell the kids they could have a bonus question or they could have a bonus point if they could tell me what socks Mrs. Napier was wearing that day. So, anyways, it was usually only 1 point. If it was more than 1 point, it was a different question. Okay, and the second finished object, my hand-spun alpaca and wool cowl. And oh my goodness, there was no way in the world I ever thought about giving this away, because this is so soft and it is so warm and so comfy. And I'm going to put it back on. It doesn't quite go with my purple top, but I don't care. It's nice and comfy. And the sun's out today, and it looks like it's going to be a gorgeous day. However, my heater just turned on. But it's still one of that time of year where it could be cold one time of the day and warm the other. And right now it's a little bit chilly. So anyways, that's it for my finished objects too. My goodness, I feel like I am moving right along. I just thought of something that I could do if my Kindle's not going to behave. So just a minute, I'll be right back. Okay, before I go any farther with this podcast today, I have the privilege of reviewing Cece and Dami's Coffee with Cece and Dami 2 book. It is released, well, Thursday, which is the day that this podcast will go out, and it is for sale on their wrap under the Java Pearl design on Ravelry. It will be on sale starting Thursday for $16 for all the patterns. Now, I have a surprise after I do the review. I did want to share, in case you have not seen, okay, see if I can get this right. I have my light over here and it's going to reflect. There we go. This is the cover. This is, let me see. On the, well, okay. This is Dami, and that's her mother, Cece. And they are the hostesses of the Geeky Girls podcast. And this is actually their second book to release. Well, today I'm going to talk with you a little bit about the patterns that they have. They have these beautiful fingerless mitts that are called 1-shot, 2-shot, 3-shot. Let me see if I can get this to become even bigger. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. People who just don't know what they're doing shouldn't be holding podcasts, huh? Okay, we're going to see if we can still do this somehow. Okay. I'm sorry for the glare. I love these. Mine was made, if you remember the pink and gray finger weight yarn that I used, that was on these. And they come in you can make them in 3 different lengths. I believe there was 3 different hand sizes. I needed a larger hand size. With my arthritis, I just needed that. And I did mine in the medium length, and I love it. Anyways, sorry. Maybe if I do it like this. Thing I hate about going from one camera to the other is they show differently too. So I have a hard time sometimes. Now, these are the baby chino socks. And the baby chino socks work up so fast because you're actually doing them out of a DK yarn. And look at these. Aren't those cute? In fact, I gave mine to my granddaughter. So I like those too. They are just adorable. Let's see. Oh my goodness. I can't say I didn't like any of her patterns. I loved all of them, and I loved working them all out. This is the Chai Latte socks. In case you haven't guessed yet, yes, her patterns are based off of caffeine inspired or inspirations. There we go. Is that kind of okay? I hope so. There's that one. That's the chai latte. It's beautiful. I made each of these socks in the large adult size, and they are all so gorgeous. I tell you, I love. When Cece asks if I want to do, if I would like to pattern test, it's always yes. And then we have this. Oh, this. Once again, the Espresso con Panna sock. I may try to put pictures of each one of these throughout the podcast too. The Espresso con Panna sock is gorgeous too. It was fun to knit up. Just a nice. None of these were difficult patterns. I'm going to see if I can bring up. Let's see. There we go. This is the shawl, the wrap that she did. Isn't that beautiful? Now, I made mine into a cowl, and I chose to make it not as wide, and it is still beautiful. You see the pattern there? Oh, I also made mine out of 2 colors, and I wasn't sure how it would look, but I do love mine. So that's Dami. Such a sweetheart. Okay, so that's the shawl that she did. Then we have, oh, I do that every time. Oh, her patterns are so wonderful. The hot chocolate with pink marshmallow socks. If you can see there, there's like X's and O's. Isn't that cute? And if while you're working it, they do alternate because it's supposed to be like hot chocolate with pink marshmallows. Isn't that sweet? Ah! Then let's see. Then we have the instant coffee socks, which were adorable too. I think this is the last pattern. Is that going to come up for me? It's being a thinker. Instant coffee sock. That's the one that was made from the DK. This is an adult sock made with DK yarn. Now the yarn I used wasn't the best, but look how beautiful that is with the yarn that they chose. Mine didn't have any nylon in it at all, and it just didn't spring back into shape. But Cece and Dami's examples are gorgeous. Now, this book is $16 to buy on Ravelry. Well worth the price. I mean, and if you have sock yarn in your stash, it's a great way to use some of it. I thought I would move over a little bit and get my stuff back into position. It's a wonderful book. They do such a good job. The pictures are beautiful. Now she's offered to allow me to give one free ebook copy away to anybody who might want it. So if you have an ebook reader, to one winner in a drawing. What we are going to do is you can either go to her Ravelry site or look at the pictures I just showed you, and I want you to tell me which one of those patterns you might be interested in making. I'll have a thread on my Ravelry page, and you can just go in there and you tell me which ones you like the best. And I want to make sure I get all my details. There's going to only be one ebook given away, and what I'll do is I'll number each of the comments, and the winner will be chosen by the random number generator. Usually I try to respond when people make comments about things. I'm going to try not to do that this time because I just want you guys to give me your or to put your comments in, and then I don't have to take my comments out when I'm numbering them, all that stuff. So this time I'm not going to do that. Boy, I'm sorry. This is so wonky. I don't like taping with my webcam. Okay, but in order to be part of the drawing, you do have to be a part of the Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group on Ravelry. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock the thread on the 14th. And then I'm going to draw the winner on the 15th. So you only have 1 week, well, not quite a week, to get your comments in there. But I thought since it's going for sale, I really don't want to rain on her sales. Now, well, no, I'm not going to say anything else. The winner, you have 1 week from the day of the announcement to claim your, no, you don't even have to do that. Because what Cece's going to do is I'm going to let her know who the winner is, and she's going to send it to you directly. So, I tell you, she's a wonderful lady. So, let's see, what else? So, of course, her book has made me very, very happy this week. Something else that's made me happy? Oh, I've been reading a book. In fact, I just reviewed it yesterday. I don't have it hooked with my review. I will have to do that. This tells you I used to be a teacher, I guess, because it's how English became English. And it is, for me, it's fascinating. It was just fascinating to see the roots and how the English language has changed over the centuries. And it was just a really good book. You can find that on my Reading, Writing, and so much more. But then, on top of that, I received Gale's Art Sock Blank. Whoops. Show it the right way. Sock blank. Look at this. There's butterflies throughout it and flowers. And I can't wait to see how this is going to knit up. And of course, this is called Butterfly Party. I was going to say Butterfly Garden, but it's Butterfly Party. She does such a wonderful job. And it is in a glittery base. You know, this is so sad. I'm going to have to start rethinking some of my socks that I'm saying I'm going to make for myself. Because anything that's made out of Gale sock art, sock blanks, I like to make for myself. I did put a link on my show notes because she is starting, her next club is just starting next week? This week? Anyways, it's for April, May, and June. And she says her theme is going to be vacation destinations. Yay! So those are some of the things that have been making me happy. Now, in addition to that, I'm sorry, I started talking softer again. I'm hoping you can hear me. Of course, I've been watching my Critical Role on Geek and Sundry on Twitch. But in addition to that, my daughter, oh my goodness, now I can't think what they've been going outdoors and doing things. Was it President's Day? I don't remember now what her Beyond the Schoolyard was. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that. Anyways, her Beyond the Schoolyard, sorry about that. It's a wonderful newsletter filled with books and activities that you can share with your kids or grandkids or even kids in the neighborhood, you know, if you have kids come over to your house. Wonderful little things that don't take much money to do. Might be a few art supplies, but otherwise, most of her activities come around library books, which makes a joy of reading come into the kids' heart. Just a moment, get a drink of water. Then something else that's been really making me happy. Oh, there it is. So I got this book, The Chilbury's Lady Choir by Jennifer Ryan. And when I got it, it was set during World War II. Sometimes those books can be okay, sometimes they can be downers. This one is definitely not a downer. There are the Chilbury's choir was going to end when the men went off to war. The vicar decided that it should. Well, there came a way where the ladies are going to have a choir after all. Well, this is the story of several of the ladies in the choir. And I'm not very far. I'm only on page 36. But I am so in love with this book already. Really, really, really good book. I have not reviewed it yet online. But if you're looking for a fun book to read, it's mainly journal entries, letters, things like that, diary entries. But it is so good. And some of the ladies make you laugh. Some of the ladies make you go. And some of them just, you know, it's just a really, really good book. Then in addition to that, I've talked about my love for coloring books before. I got this little book, Words of Grace by Jacqui Grace and Dee Arnold. It is daily devotions. Let's see, I didn't even look to see how many there are. 28 days of daily devotions. And each devotion, my husband got after me last night because of this, has a drawing, a coloring page to go with it. Now I started this one. He goes, why didn't you start with the first one? I said, I did. He goes, no, you didn't. And he was right. But I love, the illustrations go with that day's devotions. And it's just lovely. I just love this little book. What I love about coloring is there's no rules. You can make it as messy, as nice, as whatever. Use whatever colors you want. Now this one is called The Glory of the Messiah, an adult coloring book. Bring it back a little bit where you can see the whole cover. And on the first page is a word in Hebrew. Like this is animosity. Oh my goodness, something fell out. Then in the other page is a picture that you can color. This is tribute. Anyways, I hadn't been coloring for a couple weeks because my neck's been hurting me. These have got me excited. I can't wait. And those both were from Baker Publishing Group. I've not reviewed them yet. My goal is to review them by either tomorrow or Friday. It depends how long to download this. Which brings me to something else. I apologize for the lateness of last week's. It took my computer 2 days to upload the video. I was sitting here going, this better not become a normal thing. It better not become a normal thing. And hopefully it's not. My husband and I gave a little prayer last night asking God to please, bless the internet, bless my computer, all this stuff so that this will go out quickly. Okay, now we have a couple craft-alongs going on. The first one is crafting for charity. Did I put a thread up for that last week? If I didn't, I will do it tomorrow. Sorry about this, ladies. I don't remember if I did. Anyways, I have this craft along and I have the annual temperature project craft along. In both of them, any project can be knit, crocheted, woven, sewed, dyed. And in the charity one, as long as you're going to give it to a charity, is the main thing. For the temperature one, it has to reflect each daily temperature. It doesn't have to be this year's temperatures. It could be temperatures from another one. I actually go to weathergan.com and put my information in, and I got my daughter's first year, my son's first year, and my grandchildren's first year. My goal is to get afghans made for each one of them in the next few years. Anyways, for the charity one, your project could not be started before March 1st. However, you can poly dip in other craft alongs as long as it fits everybody's rules. And prizes, as of right now, oh my goodness. We're going to have one skein of my yarn. We're going to have, a hardback copy of Cece's new book. What I'm going to do is, for every 10 entries, I'll have one other prize. So these are the possibilities, okay? One Ravelry pattern, worth $7.50 or under. I will have, oh, I forgot I put this down here. I have 2 sets of, I put these things in my bag and then I realized it's going to be very noisy to pull these out. I've got 2 sets of progress markers. There's these. Get these in the right place. This camera's backwards to my other one. Okay. And there's, I gotta get everything out. They're not in here. That means it's probably got knocked over. There's a beautiful set of purple ones too. Then there's also Simply Crochet magazine. Like I said, for every 10 entries we have, I will give another prize away out of those options, okay? Now, let's see. You have to be a member, for both of them, you have to be a member of Naturally Kim's Knitting Podcast on Ravelry, of course. And the charity thread will be locked on the morning of April 1st. Sorry, I got a blob above my eyebrow. I just noticed it. Anyways, and the winners will be drawn for on that day's podcast. Okay? And let's see, let's go along with the annual temperature one. For that one, it could not have been started before January 1st of this year. Okay? And it runs through January 5th of next year. Like I said, it just has to represent different temperatures for different days. I'm doing a zigzag afghan. And so each zigzag is 1 day's temperatures, which is kind of cool to do, I thought. Let's see. And for both of them, once a prize has been drawn, you have 2 weeks from the calling of the prize to claim your prize. Okay? Let's see. Well, there's something else I was going to say that just slipped my mind. Now, remember on the book for CC and Dami, you only have 1 week to claim your prize because I don't want to confuse her by having 2 weeks into her sales of the books to have somebody come in and say, oh, I just had a giveaway. So please make sure to do this quickly because I do want to make sure she gets this information. Okay, if there's any questions, I feel like I'm forgetting a lot of things and I don't know why, but if there's any questions, please just PM me on Ravelry and I'll get back with you with the answers. I just feel like I'm forgetting something, which is usually a bad sign with me because that usually means I'm probably going to get a migraine. Let's hope not. Where can you find me? Well, you can find me on Ravelry as Napier's Knits and Naturally Kim's Knitting. You can find me on Etsy as Napier's Knits. That's the name of my Etsy store. On Instagram, I'm knittin_Kim. And I love seeing some of the things you guys post on Instagram. It's so much fun. YouTube, Blogger, WordPress, and Facebook. I'm Naturally Kim's Knitting. So please go check me out in any of those places. I don't use the Facebook one as much as I usually do. I have one under my own name that I usually go to. I just don't think about the other one very much. Anyways, I think that's about it. I hope everybody has a great, great week this next week. Blessings on each one of you. Big, big hugs. And I hope you have very few, if any, mistakes and drop stitches through this next week. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.